What's up, Go Mean Green, North Texas, and Bleed Green fans? We've got two very special guests today. Former North Texas basketball greats, now turned TBT general managers, JJ Murray and DJ Draper, coming off a first round 94-78 win over Rise and Grind. Guys, thank y'all for taking the time away from the tournament to chat with us this morning. How are y'all?
We're good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're glad to be on.
Hey, y'all, thanks for joining us. Just for the guys on the board that may not know what the TBT tournament is, can y'all kind of give us a quick little overlay, just kind of breaking down what it's all about?
Yeah, I'll let JJ take this one.
Yeah, so me and DJ like to look at it as college basketball after college basketball. So it's a 64-team tournament comprised of alumni teams from different universities across the United States, special cause teams. So there's like sideline cancer, there's autism army. So just teams that have a special cause, or teams that just kind of comprise a bunch of different professional basketball players and just kind of play for the $1 million. So it's a winner take all 64-team tournament, and pretty cool. They run it throughout the summer every year, so it's always late July, early August, and there's 8 different regionals across the United States, and you have to get selected into the tournament. So it's not a, anyone can put a team in. So that's why it's pretty special for us that we have the opportunity for the second straight year to be a participant.
And you mentioned second straight year. Last year was the first year North Texas had it, the Bleed Green team. Y'all start off with a bang, knocking off a number 2 seed, making it all the way to the round of 16. Had a tremendous run. Year 2, how is it different? Y'all are, I guess, seasoned vets now, and no longer first timers.
Yeah, I think last year we were the hunter, and now we're getting hunted. With the 2 seed in the Lubbock region, you can tell that people know that we have a good team. People want to beat us, and just with the notoriety that North Texas has gained over the couple of years, winning the NIT championship, we're now a team that people want to knock off. We have a target on our back, so it's a little different experience, but we like it as well.
So obviously a little bit different makeup this year, and then also some familiar faces. Can you give us kind of a comparison of this, what you see so far? I realize it's still early, but what you see in this team maybe that's a little different or the same from last year's version?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. So for us, we added some younger guys to this team, to our group. So we returned 5 of our core guys from last year's run. And then, we added some youth and physicality with our 3 newcomers. So I think that's the biggest difference, is we feel like we got some fresher legs to kind of play in different style of games that you can see in this tournament.
So to kind of piggyback on Harry's question, as general managers, how difficult is it for you guys to assemble a team? I mean, I know there's some of the guys have North Texas backgrounds, but some of the guys don't. I mean, how hard is it to assemble a roster for this?
Yeah, it's pretty tough. As much as we love the tournament and we put a lot of pride and effort into it, a lot of times for these players, it's not their first option. They're playing overseas, or they're trying to get a contract overseas. So in some ways, this tournament can be looked at as, I don't want to get hurt, or I want to take a couple weeks of rest before I go back overseas. So it's tough. Luckily, we have a couple cornerstone pieces like Zach Simmons and Thomas Bell, Brandon Jefferson, who just really want to play and love participating in the tournament. And then you start filling the pieces around that with guys who have the availability and really want to play. Because that's the biggest thing that me and JJ have learned, is if you want to be good in this tournament, the people on the court have to want to be there.
Yeah, you definitely want to have a motivated team and not have them thinking about other things. That makes a whole lot of sense. Looking at the remainder of the games that you have coming up, obviously you got a big test coming. What is, how do you prepare for these games? I mean, are you getting enough time to do some scouting on the teams that are coming up and do, be able to kind of look at matchups and give us an idea of what I imagine it's a pretty busy schedule from game to game.
Yeah, for sure. So our head coach, Andre Shaw, him and his staff do a great job, and we're very fortunate to have them take times out of their full-time coaching careers and want to do this for a few weeks. So game one was pretty tough because we didn't have a lot of like team film on those guys. But kind of going into this next game, obviously we have game film from our team that they can kind of break down, and then game film from the team we're going to play. So yeah, today for me and DJ personally, we get whatever the coaches need from us as far as availability for film, film rooms, and then for the players, we just obviously we're running with 8 guys this year, so we're just trying to make sure they stay as fresh as possible, and try to get them anything they need to recover today, and then go into tomorrow with a pretty good plan that we can just kind of keep fine tuning.
So one of my favorite aspects of the TBT tournament is going through the rosters and seeing, different guys, different makeups. You see some former NBA guys, you see some guys that you remember watching play college ball. The next team y'all have got in the lab has a former North Texas commit on it. Did either one of you guys, I don't know how the timelines lined up. Did y'all have any dealings with Curtis Hollis when he was committed? Did y'all see him on a visit or?
Yeah, Curtis, I think that was during Tony Benford's era when he was a commit, and so he came on a few visits. I remember him coming up to Denton, and when we saw him, I think it was 2 days ago, he gave us a big hug and dapped us up because we're all from the DFW area, so we want to support each other. But he's a good guy and a really good player too.
Yeah, when I was going through the roster, I was like, that name sounds familiar. Did a little Googling and seen that he was still listed on 24/7 as a North Texas commit, so that was interesting flashback name there. I know you guys are super busy. I'll leave you with one last question. I know you don't want to look too far ahead in the tournament, but if you win this next one, there's a good chance y'all could be first in the Texas Tech alumni team. Do y'all have any kind of bet with Coach McCasland? If the bleed green comes out, does he have to wear a green jersey? Surely he's got some green still in the closet.
Go ahead, Jay.
Not to answer that question specifically, not yet, but you can expect, some sort of wager or bet. We've actually seen him a pretty good amount out here. Just, he's practices, came to our game. So I know for the fans, we hope that, that happens because that would be a pretty good turnout.
Perfect.
No, we love that guy. So any chance we get to see him, we enjoy it. But you're right, we have to figure out some sort of bet. But the first thing is getting past Friday.
Don't want to look too far ahead. One last thing. Is there any way the fans can help? I mean, I don't know as far as the tournament goes, is there anything they can do to help support the team?
Yeah, I think just following us on Twitter, Instagram, and then we have a big shout out with our guy David Anderson, who's our president of basketball operations and is really the glue behind the scenes that puts everything together. So just getting in touch with him. I'm sure all the listeners here know who David Anderson is because he's a staple in the Denton community. But getting in touch with him and following us on social media, it's the biggest thing that you can do.
Perfect. And then show up too if they can. If they're, I know everybody has a busy schedule. It's just we can use all the support we can out here. I know it's not many of our fans are familiar with the TBT, but I think the fans that have been able to show up last summer and then so far this year, I've had a great time. So I would say show up and give us some support out here, and so we can see some green out there.
Perfect. DJ, JJ, thank y'all for taking the time to talk to us. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, Bleed Green versus In the Lab. Good luck, guys. We'll be cheering for y'all.
Thanks, guys.
Sir.
Thanks for having us on.
Thank y'all.
Good luck.